What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to another Spud Cup race day. Today will be our second race of season 3 and it was a crazy race. So without wasting any more time, let's jump in and see how we all fare for our second race of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us back for our second race of the season here in the Spud Cup Racing Series. Today we're in the UK racing at Donnington Park Circuit with a total track length of 3.94 kilometers. Today's track temperature is sitting at about 35 degrees Celsius with a total altitude of 93 meters. Looking at our grid now, after our quali session today, we have Tom and Azro locking out the front two positions in first and second. Underneath them, we have Mixter, Patrice, Dylan, and then myself all the way down there in sixth. Underneath that, filling the rest of the grid, we have Matthew, Tiz, John, and CJ going down into 10th, followed by Tim and Josh in 11th and 12th. Underneath them, we have Ethan and Neki, 13th, 14th, with Jake and Bobby, 15th and 16th. Now, today's about to get underway. We're waiting for that green flag to be waved by the marshal to signal this race is underway and ready. Today was full of incidents and off-tracks, but we are about to get this green flag and get this race started. Let's see how this start goes. Let's get ready to go underway. We've got a 30-minute race session ahead, and the green flag is going. Let's go. We've got Neki already going off, losing positions. I don't know what happened with him. Maybe a bit of a jump start. We've got Tom and Azro still holding their first and second, with Ethan in third. 10 positions already made before the first corner. What has Ethan done to get that position? I don't know what is going on here. We've got people going wide slightly. Ethan now into second. Ethan now into first. 12 positions made up by Ethan before the second half of the lap. This is insane. Mixter in second now, up one position. Tom and Azro both lost two, down at the third and fourth, but it is not over yet. We've got people going wide down at the third corner there. This is going to be insane. We've got Tim and Josh up two positions. I'm now down in 10th. Patrice has gone off. Patrice has gone off. He's already losing positions. I don't know what's going on. I think a bit of understeer or a bit of a nudge. Not entirely sure. I'm sure we're going to have to look at that later on the replay. That is a very unfortunate start from Patrice there at the not even the end of lap one. Not even the end of lap one. Looking back at Tom now, we've got Tom in third position, chasing down Mixter and Ethan. Ethan is still holding P1 with 12 positions gained before the end of lap one. What a great start by him. Going down now, we're looking into the hairpin. We're on board with Tom, seeing what this braking zone is like. It is all downhill slightly, so you have to be ready and have to get on the brakes just a little bit earlier than I think you're aware of to make sure that you're not going to have too many issues. Going down to the last corner now of lap one. Let's see exactly what it's like for the back of the pack here. Looking at Josh now on board. Looking at John and Dylan. John is going off. John is going off. He's spun. He's been hit by Tim. I'm going on the inside. Tim and I make contact. There is absolute mayhem everywhere. What is going on? Tim's gone off track. John has no front left. His front left is gone, but he's just missed a pit window. Poor thing has to try and get off the track and either tow back to pits or end his race. Jeez, what a start. The very end of lap one. He's now going back to pits. Let's get back on board. Now we can see Azro's going slightly wide. We've got Dylan right behind him. Tom now in third. Mixter and Ethan still in 1 and 2. What an intense start. To this race so far. Absolutely insane. We can just see Neki's just got past CJ here on the inside, leading up into this right-hander. This is full of carnage today. You can see this corner here is where people start to get a bit wide. Patrice gets a little bit wiggly. Nothing that he can't handle, nothing he can't maintain. Patrice is now in 11th after making up his positions from that accident earlier on at the end of lap one. This is going to be a crazy race today. I remember it being a very intense race to compete in, but you never know how it's going to start. We've got Ethan now losing positions. Ethan is just losing a bunch. They've been taken. I think Ethan must have lost it slightly going through there now. Oh my gosh. My God. Ethan's now down to 5th. He's lost 4 positions at the end of that lap. 4 positions. I don't know what it is that he's done. I don't know what happened, but it's nothing that he can't get back up. We've got Mixter in first, followed by Tom now in second. This is going to be a very close race at the end now. Going down to turn 1, we've got Tom at 200 kilometers an hour before going through this right-hander, scrubbing off about 70 Ks to try and get as much grip as he can, chasing down Mixter. Absolutely chasing. He's about 2/10 behind him now. Definitely not a hard thing for Tom to make up those positions again, because we know how quick he can be and we know how persistent he is chasing somebody down. Absolutely insane. Let's go back down to Neki now. Neki is in 7th position, sort of having a bit of a lone race, but we've got Josh right behind him, 9/10 behind him, and he has about 4 seconds to Tiz in 6th. So there's a bit of work to do there for Neki to try and gain those positions, but he is up 7 positions from starting 14th, so not a bad start for him. Not a bad start for him at all. We've got Patrice now, who's just taken Josh just on the outside. You can see myself taking Josh on the outside as well, now leading in to this sweeping right-hander. I'm right behind Patrice. I've got about half a second behind Patrice. Patrice is just now into 7th. Neki has gone off. Neki has gone off. He's losing positions. He's gone off. He's gone wide. Oh, God. Neki's gone wide. He's now down into 10th. That gives me, Patrice, and Josh all a chance to take. We've got Azro and Ethan are switching positions, going back and forth. Dylan is now in 5th. We're going on board with Dylan to see. We're going on board with Azro, now in 3rd. To see what it's like on the last corner now. Very wheel to wheel with Ethan. We can see Mixter's gone off. Mixter has gone off. I don't know what's happened, but he's gone. He's spun. He's now down into 6th after such a commanding lead. We've also got Dylan. Big incident. Dylan's driving up. Dylan's driving up the wrong bloody way. He's driving back up towards the pit entry. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't drive against traffic to get back into pits. That will definitely be something the stewards are going to look at after this race. That is a big no-no. Big no-no to drive against traffic. Very, very unsafe way to enter pits. But Dylan is now getting into pits to try and get a repair. I can see myself now following Patrice, 5th and 4th. Oh, we've got people going wide as well. This is just full of mayhem. Mixter and Josh are both going wide. Mixter and Josh are still holding the positions, but that has definitely given a chance for Neki to catch up slightly. But you can see he's now Neki 8 seconds, and he's gone off again. Every time we click on somebody, they're going off. My God, this is exactly what I was talking about with those tires not having enough heat in them. It shows. When you have no grip, it's just so hard to judge whether you're going to understeer and go into that grass, which is very, very obvious with a lot of people here today. Now we're getting on board with Tiz. Let's see what Tiz's lap is looking like now. Heading down into the hairpin, which is, like I said, it's a bit of a downhill braking zone, but Tiz has made up 5 positions before the end of lap 4, which is not a bloody bad effort by him at all. At all. We've got about half a second to Azro in front of him, and we've got myself and Patrice right behind. This is looking insane. This left-hander here was really, really tricky for a lot of people because it's a bit of a blind corner before you head down the straight. It's really hard to judge whether you need to brake more or where your line is actually going to be. You can see myself right behind Patrice here, chasing him down the straight, chasing him down. On board myself, you can see that Sonic on the front of the car, which is probably something we shouldn't talk about, but I'm right behind Patrice, trying to get in the draft as best as possible. Now, Patrice and I had a bloody good race here today. It was super, super tight the entirety of today's session, but you can see he's just got so much more pace. Even though I'm behind him, and even though I have the draft, he is still pulling away because he's just so much faster in these cars here today. Absolutely insane. We've got Tiz. Tiz has gone off. My God, people are losing it. Everyone is losing it on the same corner. Everybody is losing it on the same corner. Tiz has now lost 4 positions from 3rd down into 7th, and he's going to get taken on the inside. Oh my God, what is going on? That was John on the inside, but John is still a lap down from the incident earlier, so nothing really to concern Tiz too much. Nothing concerned too much. Looking now at Mixter. We've got Mixter in 5th, having a bit of a lonely time on that back straight, heading down into the chicane. You can see braking right before that marker board there. Really throws the car in as hard as he can at 150 kilometers an hour. Not a bad effort by him. Not a bad effort at all. Chasing down myself and Patrice. He's in 5th. He's already lost 2 positions. He started 3rd on the grid. Going through this corner now, heading into the last turn of lap 5. You can see Tom has now got fastest lap with a 1:28.2. That is a bloody quick lap here by Tom at Donnington Park. He's getting chased down by Azro. Azro losing a little bit in the rear, getting a bit squirrely, but nothing again that he can't handle. We're on lap 6 for the leaders, which means there should be plenty of heat in these tires. Plenty of heat in these tires. Let's go back down the grid. Let's see where we've got. We've got CJ now in 11th. He's lost 1 position, but still holding fast onto Tim. Tim and CJ have swapped since their grid start. Looking at now, we've got 215 Ks on that rear straight. So there's a lot of speed to be made up on that last straight, but Neki has just taken the fastest lap away from Tom with a 1:28 flat. That is a bloody quick lap by Neki. Bloody quick lap indeed. CJ now taking the hairpin, chasing down Tim. He is not about to let Tim get that far ahead. He wants to catch up. He wants to get in that draft and try and get that position back. Locking up slightly on the front left, nothing that he can't handle, and then gets on the power at 80 kilometers an hour, 100 kilometers an hour before we hit the start-finish line. Crossing over right now at 150 Ks. Not a bad lap by CJ, 137. He must have had a bit of an incident. We didn't see CJ go off. Maybe he's gone off slightly. 120 into that first corner. That is a bloody quick corner. And like I said, you have to really, really commit to make sure you've got enough of that time. Now let's go back up into our P3. Following Patrice, a bit of a battle going on here with Mixter and myself behind Patrice. Azro's still out in front with a bit of a lead. Not that far ahead, but he can still catch him. We've still got about a second to Azro. Very, very tight pack between the bunch of us here. Very, very tight pack. We've got 4 tenths, half a second to myself from Mixter, 8 tenths to Patrice, and then 14-second lead to Azro, sorry. 14 seconds, a bit of a gap between the 3 and the 2. This is something that I need to get past Patrice. I need to get past him to get up close to Azro, but I don't think that that me being ahead of Patrice is going to mean I'm going to get any faster in today's race session. Let's get on board now with Patrice, and just look at the absolute speed that these F4 cars take into this right-hander now. He's in 6th, drops down into 5th, cuts that apex as best he can with 170 Ks, and that is exactly why he is making it hard for me to catch him. Even though I've got his slipstream, there's nothing I can really do to get behind him and get as close as I can. I'm just holding on. Just holding on. Oh, we can see Mixter's gone wide as well. Mixter's gone wide. That corner is catching out so many people in today's session. So many people in today's session. We can see Josh now doing exactly the same corner, but he still managed to hold on. Below that, we've got Tim and Neki are now crossing the line. So there's a bit of a gap between Josh and Neki in that last little section, of the lap. We've got CJ and Tim are having a bit of a battle now, losing positions, changing positions. CJ goes wide. Tim is right behind. This down the first corner now. This is where a lot of people are getting the draft. Downhill, we've got Tim on the inside, CJ on the out, trying to hold him off as best as he can. These open wheels are so fragile. You don't want to be touching wheels at all. Tim on the inside. CJ goes a little bit wide. Tim makes the position. What a good overtake there by Timmy. Great overtake there by Timmy. Let's look now to the back of the pack. We've got Dylan, John, and Bobby are all slightly a lap down. We can't really see them too well in this position, but we're going to see where they are currently sitting. They are down a lap. We're going to look at Neki now in P8. Seeing how Neki's race is going to be holding up for him. He's crossing the line now to start his 8th lap. And you can see, looking at Neki and Tim on the overlays there, Neki is up quite a bit in the Sector 3, but Tim is down in Sector 1 and Sector 2 as well. Neki's lap is blisteringly quick in comparison to a lot of other people. And I think he is still holding the fastest lap from anybody else today. We've got Tom now in first, Azro in second, still holding their grid positions. Quite a big battle, and you can see there's a 16-second gap to Patrice with that battle still happening with myself and Mixter behind. Patrice is doing a bloody good job to keep ahead of us, even though we both have the draft on him. I think he's doing a very, very, very good job of getting that distance as much as he can, and it's lucky in situations like this, unsimilar to F1, where you would have DRS. He is out of that position, out of that zone, and if we had that, I still don't think we'd get enough of a jump to catch him. Heading down into the hairpin now, looking at on board with Patrice. That line, look at him go. On the throttle already. Great throttle control by Patrice. These are one of those cars that if you slam the throttle down or if you get too aggressive with the way you want the throttle to be, you're going to spin out. And I'm sure we've seen that a bunch of times here already. Patrice using as much of the track as he can, followed by myself and Mixter. Crossing the line now down the start-finish straight. Absolutely blistering with a lap of 130.6, myself at a 131.2, and Mixter with a 129.3. Mixter is right behind me. He's going to get me at any moment, I think. Absolutely chasing me down. We've got Tiz, Neki, and Josh all finishing their laps. Neki with a 128.4. I don't know where he's pulling these laps out of. I don't know where he's getting it. There's about 3 seconds of a gap to Tiz, and I reckon that will disappear by the end of this lap if he continues with the pace that he's been going on for most of this race so far. You can just see Neki's taken Josh as well within this lap, and it has been a crazy start. Now we're looking on board with Patrice. Patrice is in third, holding on these positions. Let's have a look at our leaders actually and see where they're holding up and how their race is going. Tom and Azra have a bit of a lonely race today. A bit of a lonely race on board with themselves. They're about 20 seconds of a gap to Patrice, so they're holding very, very comfortable. Coming up to Ethan, I think, behind as a back marker, which is probably going to make it very difficult for Azra and Tom to get past. With any luck, Azra is not going to get held up, and Tom's not going to get held up too much by these back markers, but it could give Azra a bit of a position to try and get close to Tom. We're on board now with Azro down the start-finish straight, seeing what his times are like. 128.3, Tom with a 128.4, so Azro is actually that little bit faster on that last lap, lap 9 there, leading down to lap 10. Let's see how quick we can get with Azro on this downhill section following Tom. Like I said, he's going to have the draft by Tom. Ethan's out in front, which means Tom's also getting a bit of a draft from him as well. Tom goes wide. Tom goes slightly wide. Azro's right behind. Ethan locks up. Azro swerves. What mayhem. What mayhem. Good dodge by Azro. Great dodge by Azro. I cannot believe we just got that on the roll bar camera. My goodness gracious. I thought Tom going off was going to give Azro the chance to catch back up, but then with Ethan going off and Azro's evasive maneuvers, they are both very, very similar in positions. Azro's actually now 1.5 instead of the 0.5 seconds he was before the start of this race, the start of this lap, sorry. My goodness. So let's jump down now to Josh, see where Josh is holding up. He's in P7. He's got about 5 seconds to Necky. Necky is absolutely blistering. He's smoking it. I don't know what he's put in his car, but he's now 3/10 behind Tiz. We said he was 3 seconds behind at the start of this lap. We're now coming up to the end of lap 10, and he is on him. He's right behind Tiz, going down the straight now. He's got 190 kilometers an hour. He's going to get a lot of draft heading into this chicane. It's going to come down to who's going to brake and who's going to be a bit more with it. Necky throws it through the chicane, and look how close he is. He's going to make a move now here. He's going to make a move at the hairpin. He's on the inside. They're too wide. They are too wide going to the hairpin. This is going to be close. Necky makes it on the inside. Tiz tries to do the cutback, but Necky has just got so much pace. He's got so much pace. He is killing it. Absolutely killing it now into the last corner. Let's see how they go going down to the last corner. As long as he can keep it on the track, he's going to be fine. Tiz is right behind him. Sorry, Tiz is right behind him. Looking down the start finish straight, and we are now on lap 11. Tiz with a 129.8, Necky with a 128.8. Necky is 1 second faster. 1 second faster than Tiz, who's just placed his best lap of today's session. Let's go back now and have a look at our leaders to see where our leaders are currently holding up. We've got Tom and Azro Azro is now 2 seconds behind, so he's lost about half a second since that incident we saw with Ethan earlier on in the race. But Tom and Ethan are having a very lonely race today. Very, very lonely race. Very lonely race with 20 seconds to Patrice, who is currently in P3. And I myself am in P4, right behind Patrice. I'm about 8 seconds. I've got about 8 seconds to try and catch Patrice, and I can see Necky right behind me, which is not something you ever really, really want to see with Necky chasing you down. I've got about 1.6 seconds. 1.6 seconds of a lead to Necky. Let's get on board with him now and see how long it's going to take him to catch up. We've got Garner. Josh has gone off. Josh has just gone off. I don't know what he's done, but he's lost control. He's lost it, and he's gone off now, heading down into the straight, losing a couple of positions. We've got Tiz right there. He's got about 4 seconds now to Tiz. I think Tiz and Necky both got past him in that situation there. My goodness gracious. Tiz made that position, made it very, very easy for him. Heading down the chicane now for Josh. My lord. But Josh is still up 5 positions. Still up 5 positions. And he should be able to relax a little bit here, because if he's got a bit of a gap, he's got about 20-second gap to Mixter and about 15-second gap to Tiz. So he just needs to focus, try and get his lap times consistent. And Josh said that before the start of this race that he was struggling a little bit with these cars and struggling to see how they were going to work for him on this track. But I think, to be honest with you, after 5 positions, he's not doing a bloody bad job at all. Not a bloody bad job at all. Josh now going down the start-finish straight. See how much pace he can get in him before he hits this first lap. And you can see we've got back markers coming up behind him. But looking at Josh and Mixter's laps, you can see Mixter is absolutely smoking him with Josh's off track there earlier. He's going to be catching him. He's got 20 seconds of a gap. Let's see if Josh can hold it off for the rest of the lap. Let's go back now. We've got Necky right behind me, chasing me down. We've still got a 1.3 second lead, so I'm not doing too bad holding him off. I thought he would have already caught me. Going down the straight now. Let's see, 170 kilometers an hour for Necky. This is where he's going to make up the time. If he gets a better exit than myself or takes this chicane with more aggression, I don't think it'll take him long to catch me. I don't think it'll take him long at all. Well, we've got 1 second. He's made it up. He's made up 2 tenths. 2 tenths just for that chicane. Going down now to the hairpin. How much more is he going to... He's going to break so much later. Look how much later he broke than I did. 1 second flat. He's made up 3 tenths just in that last part of the lap there. He is not a stranger to late braking, and he's not a stranger to taking you down if he's sniffing you out. Let's go now to the leaders. We've got Azro and Tom. Patrice has just finished his lap. Azro is now 1 second behind Tom. We have a 1 second difference, which is mean he's catching up. He is catching up to Tom. He was about half a second. Then with the incident with Ethan earlier, he made it up to about 1 second, 1.5 seconds, and now he's back down to 1. He's in striking distance. He's got 9 tenths. 9 tenths to Tom. Let's see if we can get the draft now on the back straight. This could be a very, very, very good run for Azro. If he can get the better exit, he does. Look at the draft. He's making it up. He's going to get down to about 8 tenths, 200 kilometers an hour for Azro on the back straight. Getting on the brakes for the chicane. Tom holds it on. Azro's a little bit squirrely, but he doesn't have too much of an issue. Takes it a lot faster than Tom. He's now getting down to 7 tenths before the hairpin here gets on the brake. It's a little bit later than Tom does. Not by much, but just a little bit. He's now down 9 tenths, 8 tenths of a second, heading down into the last corner of this lap. We're currently on lap 13. The leaders are about to begin their 14th lap of this race. Azro is not about to let Tom get away from him by any stretch. Let's go back down to Neki now. You can see Neki is right behind me. He's got 6 tenths to myself. He is sniffing me out. He's ready to go. Oh, God, down to the hairpin. This is one of those situations that I really struggled. He's on the inside. He wasn't going to do a dive, but he wants me to know that he's there. He wants me to know that he is not about to lose. I'm not about to lose him at the last half of this lap. Neki is up 9th positions, in 5th currently, starting 14th. Not a bad race from him so far. Not a bad race at all. He is right behind me on the start-finish straight. He is ready to get me. I don't know if he's going to try and take a move on the first turn here, but let's find out. He's right behind me. Right behind me now. We've got 2 tenths. 2 tenths. Neki is not about to let this position go. He wants his P4. He's going to take it away from me at any time he wants. The patience that Neki shows in a lot of these races is very commendable. Very, very commendable. Because it's something that I don't think I would have the patience to be able to do. Right behind me now, 1 tenth. I don't know when he's going to make this move, but this is the lap. This is going to be the lap that he is going to take me down. He's been chasing me now for a couple of laps, and this is where it's going to happen. He's on the inside. Neki makes a move on the inside. I had to abandon the corner, but he is right there, and he is already now 6 tenths ahead. What a great move by Neki. Great move by Neki. Leaves me in P5. He was not about it. He's gone wide. Neki's gone off. Neki has gone off. Oh my God, Neki's gone wide. Let's have a look at that replay, if we can, by Neki going off. Oh my God, let's see. Neki goes wide out into the gravel. It gives me the opportunity to get back past him. What a freaking day. My God, Neki showed as much patience as he could, but it did not pay off. We've got Azro in the pits now. Patrice in 3rd. He's going to try and make up as much of this as he absolutely can. Let's see. Azro is leading now into the pits, ready to get some fuel. Now, with this race, it is a half-an-hour race. We've got 10 minutes left of this session. You can either take fuel and get about 1 liter, 2 liters and push the entire race, or if you can do your best to save fuel, it might give you a position to not have to pit. We've got Patrice now coming down the straight. Is he going to get close enough to Azro? If Patrice doesn't have to stop, this might give him a very good chance to make up positions. He's now only 3 seconds behind. 3 seconds behind. After having a 20-second gap between Patrice and Azro, he's now only 3 seconds to that P2 position. Bloody good chance for Patrice here if he doesn't have to pit. If he can save fuel, he's going to be doing a bloody good job. Looking back down at Neki now after I've remade that position. He is chasing me down again. He's not holding back. He wants this. After going off track in the same position as he did overtook me last lap on lap 14, he's back in the same positions. I don't think he's in the same spot to overtake me just yet, but he's holding close. 2 tenths now. We're waiting for this position. He's going to take this move at any moment. Goes through on the back straight. This is going to give him a chance. There is such a long stretch here before the chicane, and he is on me. 2 tenths. He's going to make a tenth before the chicane. Who's going to brake later? Neki does slightly. He gets a much better line than me. I get one a bit wide to the start of that chicane, but he's right there. Is he going to make a move in the hairpin? He does. He moves on the inside. We're side by side heading down to the hairpin. I panic. We're a little bit wide, and he makes the move. Neki makes the move again, 2 laps in a row on me there, but I am right behind. I'm not ready to let that go. I want that position back. Down to the last corner now, trying to hold back as much as I can, and hopefully Neki does the same thing he did last time. He goes wide, gives me back that position, but a bloody good overtake there from Neki. Very, very good overtake there. He's made up 10 positions this race, and it's all for a reason. 11 positions now, because he is just such a great driver. Let's look at our leaders now. We've got Tom out in front with quite a bit of a lead, but Tom is now pit as well, which gives Azro a 2-second difference. 2-second difference, with Neki now 11 seconds behind Azro for our P3 position. Azro gets the chance. He might be able to catch up. We're on board now with Tom, who's catching up to these back markers. We've got Ethan right in front of him on the back straight there now. Not too much of a problem. Not too much of a problem at all, but Tom is still got 2.5 seconds to Azro. So as long as he can maintain that, everything should be sweet. You can see Azro there in the distance coming up on the back part of that track. Mixer's now finished a lap of 1:30, right behind Josh, about 13-second gap. There's not too much of a fight going on with some people here. We've got myself in P4. I'm still right behind Neki, but I am at no means of being at a distance to attack. And you can see now he's 2.1 seconds. He is just pulling away at every given opportunity. Ethan's in 11th. He's about 1.6 seconds. Let's have a look at Ethan. Ethan's at about 1.6 seconds behind Matthew here. 2 seconds behind Matthew. I think he had a bit of an off-track issue trying to get Tom past him. You can see now being overtaken by Tom on the leader. Tom is now on his 17th lap and goes a little bit wide, but as does Ethan, I think follows his line through there. Neki has just now completed his best lap of the race with a 127.5. I don't know where he pulls these lap times from, but if he continues to race like that for this season, we may have to put him in an MX-5 while we all race these F4 cars. What an insane pace set out by Neki today. Insane pace. Now we're going to look at Tiz. Tiz has got about a 10-second gap to Patrice and about 7 seconds, but Tiz comes into the pits. He's getting into the pits now as well as CJ. CJ is leaving the pits, trying to get some fuel and get as much as they can before the end of this race. Now, we've only got 5 minutes left of this race session, so it's all or nothing. We've got Josh right behind. Can Josh get the position? He can't. He's not close enough to get that position, but CJ goes wide. CJ. My goodness, CJ goes wide. Josh makes that position. What has happened? My God, CJ coming out of the pits. He must have lost control. Where is he now? CJ's back down here. My God, Josh got very, very lucky. Very lucky coming out of the pits, making up that position now. But he's in a bit of his own world. He's got a 16-second gap to Patrice in front and a 9-second gap to Mixter below. I don't think there's too much of a battle going on here. We've got Ethan now 8/10 behind Matthew. Let's jump to Ethan and see where he is sitting, ready to make this overtake happen if he possibly can. We got 8 seconds behind Matthew. We've now got Tom has just overtaken Matthew in the lead, and we've probably got Azro right behind. If we can have a look at Azro's camera, we are right behind Ethan. So we got on board now with Azro. We've got Ethan in front, Matthew in front of him, and then Tom, the leader, just in front. So there's 2 seconds now between P1 and P2. Azro goes a little bit wide, trying to use as much of the track as he can to really get this pace. He's now going to pass Ethan, and he has to pass Matthew to get close enough to Tom, but he's still within his 2-second gap that he was in prior to getting up to traffic. He's going to make his move now, I think, right behind Ethan. He's behind Ethan. He's trying to go on the outside. Is Ethan going to move? Azro had to back off slightly, so he didn't go out to the grass and get behind Ethan. He's using the draft, trying to get past him. Ethan pulls to the side to let Azro pass and get closer to Matt. Does that mean Ethan loses? He does. Ethan loses out about half a second to a second on Matthew, trying to let the leaders pass, but still a great move by him. Thank you for letting the leaders pass and driving as safe as you can. We've got Josh now in the pit exit. Josh is out of the pits. Tim has made up that position, and can we get somebody overtaking him as well? No, we can't, because CJ is still a lap down from Josh due to the prior incident on the last pit stop. We're looking now at the leaders. We've got Tom in first, Azro in second. Is Azro past the traffic? He's not quite. He's still got Matt right in front of him, but it could be giving him a bit of a boost, trying to get closer to Tom with any draft that he's going to pick up from Matthew's car. Neki has now done his best lap of the session and the best lap of the session with a 127.4. If the 127.5 wasn't fast enough for him, he's just beaten it by a 10th. Again, I don't know what he's putting in this bloody car. Matt goes off slightly. I think he's panicking by having the leaders there. But because he's gone off, that's given Ethan a chance to overtake him. Ethan is now getting past Matthew. Ethan has just made up that extra position, putting him into P10 with Matthew in P11. Great moves by him. Unfortunately for Matthew going off, but great moves by Ethan. Great moves indeed. We've got Matthew now on board, chasing behind him. He doesn't want to lose that position after going off track. He doesn't want to give that up. He does not want to give that up. But he's still 8 tenths behind Ethan, so all hope is not lost. He could make this up before the end of the race. but you never know. I've got about 17 seconds to Neki and about 4 seconds to Patrice. Now, I remember myself here looking at the end. I haven't pitted. I have not pitted for this whole race, and I'm trying to save fuel as best as I possibly can, because if I can make sure this doesn't hit me, I've gone off! Oh no! I'm trying to save as much fuel as I can. That's throwing me off. That's given a chance for Patrice to get a bit closer. He's now 1.5 seconds. He is now 1.5 seconds behind me. Can he make it up? He is not going to go. We've only got a minute and a half left of this race. Only a minute and a half left. We've got Matthew is still closing in. He's 9 seconds behind. 9 tenths behind. Patrice is 7 tenths behind myself. Neki in third. He's currently pitting. Neki is pitting in third. Patrice is right behind me in the hairpin of the race. Neki is getting into the pits to try and get some fuel. Try and get some fuel to finish off this session. Does that mean Patrice and myself can get past him? Does that mean that we can get past him? Heading down to the last corner, looking at myself, going down the straight. I'm trying my best to save as much fuel as I possibly can. Patrice right behind me. Are we going to get past Neki? Are we going to get past Neki? He's coming out of the pits now, right behind. We are right behind. That's given us a chance to catch back up. Patrice is right behind me. He's about to make his move. He is going to make his move. I'm trying to save as much fuel as I possibly can. But this is going to be, I think, our last lap. We're at 30 seconds left of this session. I think we've got a white flag. Patrice makes it on the way on the outside. I can't keep up because I don't think we're going to get enough fuel. I don't think I have enough fuel to last the rest of this session. But Patrice makes it very, very clean down the hill on the inside there on our final lap, on our last lap of today's race session. I have no issues with that. P5, I've made up one position since the start of this race, but I'm happy with P5. Neki is doing a bloody good job in P3. We got a checkered flag now for our leader. Tom is about to cross the line. Can Tom take this win? Tom takes the win. Tom takes the win with Azro in second, followed by Neki in third. Neki's still about 30 seconds before completing his lap, but well done to Tom and Azro. Very, very close. Azro was making up that distance in that last lap there for the two of them. Great race by Tom and Azro. Great race. Let's have a look at Neki now. Neki is just about to cross the line. We're coming into the last corner here for Neki. Neki in third, Patrice in fourth, myself in fifth. There's nothing we can really do behind myself and Patrice. Patrice coming through the last part of the lap there, and you can see he's made it up in all of those sectors compared to myself trying to save the fuel. Neki crosses the line. Patrice crosses the line, third and fourth. Myself, I'm now about to cross the line in P5, and he is Mixter behind me. Lucky we don't have another 5 minutes to go because Mixter would be taking that away from me. Looking at Mixter now, where is he? In comparison, coming down to the last corner now before the start-finish straight. We've got Tiz right behind him with Josh and CJ having a bit of a race. Mixter crosses the line. We've got Josh right behind CJ behind him. This is going to be close, but I don't think CJ's on the same lap. He isn't. CJ's actually a lap down, so Josh is very, very comfortable in his current position of P8, making 4 gained positions this entire race. Very, very good position by him. Good race by him. This is insane. This is very, very intense. Josh now crosses the line with a 132.3, which finishes up our race. CJ's crossed the line as well. What a good race here at Donnington Park. You can see the feature results for today's race with Tom taking the win, followed by Azro, Neki, Patrice, and myself for your top 5. Very, very good race by everyone here today. After myself, we've got Mixter, Tiz, Josh, and Tim, with Ethan, Matthew, CJ, and Dylan. Then John, Bobby, and Jake taking out the last position in today's race. What a fantastic way to end the week 2 here of the Spud Cup season. Next week we'll be heading to the Red Bull Ring, which is definitely going to be just as exciting and just as many incidents as today. Well done to Tom. Great race by him, and as well for Neki for making up all of those positions, starting from the very, very back of the grid. Absolute alien pace. Well done to everybody. Thank you so much for taking part in the season of Spud Cup and our Season 3 racing here. And welcome, and thank you so much for joining our Race 2 at Donnington Park. I hope you all practice. I hope you all get ready for the Red Bull Ring next week, and I'm sure we will see you all then. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe. These videos come out every single week, as well as other content on the channel. You don't want to miss it. If you want to join us on any of our social media, I'll leave all the links in the description, as well as our stream schedule and links to our stream in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed. Have a lovely rest of the week.